Good day, collective. It's your girl, Sadi Rose, coming to you with another message of the day. All praise to the Most High God. Love to the Mother. Today's message is, do not treat me like I'm a product. I am a person. I think this message is so on point, given the state of the world today. And it doesn't matter where you are. I know some places are better than others, a lot better than other places. But if you think about the life that most of us live, and even like recently, and I'll make it relevant to the United States, when you think about how things used to feel, how they used to be so light, how people used to have more time, how people actually had money in their pockets to save. They could go on vacations. They could spend time with their families. They had time to be creative. All of that has really just whittled away over the years as the wealthy continue to hoard, the wealth gap continues to narrow, and more people are living check to check, day to day, in jobs that lead to nowhere. How is it okay that we spend most of our life working, and before we even start working, we're in schools that feed us information and doesn't even encourage us to really think. It doesn't encourage us to engage in dialogue. It doesn't encourage us to connect. It doesn't encourage, well, there are schools that still encourage us to be creative, but it is slowly dying. The creative arts are in the schools, unless you're like in a more prominent school district. We are increasingly being treated like products and not people. And of course, with slavery, that was very much the case. And, slavery was supposed to have ended. And yet, here we are. I just have seen, and this is part of the reason why I do the work I do when it comes to human rights, social justice, equity. Exploitation just jumps from system to system. It doesn't ever really go away. We stopped slavery, and then we started oppressing with Jim Crow, and then it just went to mass incarceration, and now what else? And not even with the criminal legal system, where the term of criminal is used as a proxy, as it's okay to lock you up and to put a stigma on you for the rest of your life and create as many barriers as possible to stop you from successfully reintegrating back into society, but to punish you for forever. I work to take down those barriers. I work to create opportunities. I know firsthand. But it's not just limited to the criminal legal system. It is, it's almost a crime to be poor now. Where, if you're poor, you're put in proximity to communities where there's a high level of crime and violence. And so even you could be minding your business and something will just happen to you and you'll be forced to respond because there's being violence or crime inflicted upon you. And then as a victim, you might feel the trauma that you need to retaliate and handle the things because the police don't police. They're not for the safety. Not all police are that way. My father was a police officer. But I'm very real about what is happening in these cities, in these communities, where the police act as wardens, as, they are menacing to so many communities. They're not even from the communities. And they're not seen as safe. They're not seen as an option. So people take crime and violence and protection of their family and resources in their own hands. And then you have a lot of people who are out here engaged in crime and violence because they don't know how else to support their families when meaningful employment is unattainable for so many different reasons. And some is that, it could even be a perception that opportunity isn't available, even though there's all these open jobs and not enough people to fill them. But even then, people are not choosing to work anymore. People, with the awakening, the ascension, the transformation that is happening, people are choosing to be people. They are choosing not to be treated as products. As a person, we choose to spend time during the day doing things that we love and with our loved ones, and not to be confined in a restrictive job that works us to death to the point that we're so numb, we're so distracted, we're so tired, we come home, we go to sleep, we don't spend any time with our family, we don't read a book, we don't play any games, we don't take time to sit at the table or connect with each other, even if it's about nothing, because so many of us are so caught up, so wrapped. But now people are choosing, they want their time. They don't want to be ran down at these jobs that aren't paying them enough, at these jobs that don't have a living wage. I mean, if you're looking at the numbers in terms of what it takes to have a living wage, it's like 95,000 according to one study I just saw. All the homes are getting purchased by these international companies and people living across seas, forcing people to rent. So home ownership is down, rent prices are up. And so you have people who are choosing to be their own business owners, people who are choosing to create their own income, to create generational wealth. You have people who also want to be homeowners, because we're people, we're not products. We don't want to just get put into a lease where we are paying someone else and where they're making a profit off of our backs. We want to be engaged in home ownership. And as people, we also want to have choice over the food we're consuming. The quality of food has gone so down. If you are paying attention at all, you will see that water is an issue in terms of quality and depending where you live in terms of availability and access, as well as food. We need to make sure that we are starting to learn about sustainable farming and planting our own food, cultivating our own food, getting on track with solar panels, making sure we know how to get fresh water, y'all, because we people, we're not products. You can't feed us dirt and poison and food that's not even real meat, so that you can keep us going just enough so that we can continue to go labor and not prioritize ourselves. We're people. We're not products. We can't be around people, places, and things that consume all of us, take from us continuously, and never give back or into our benefits, whether it's working for a job or any other situation or dealing with anybody. We don't have time to be constantly stressed and anxious, creating that very dangerous hormone for us, cortisol, that's killing us, slowly killing us. It's in the air. It's in the food. It's in the situations that we're in. It's around the people we're in, where we are constantly in a state of panic and anxiety and frustration, always making our body feel as if we're in a state of fight or flight and survival. We as people deserve peace. We deserve to have time to dance. We deserve to have time to sing. We deserve to have time to meditate. We deserve to have time to, if we need to go to church, however it is that we do, swim, whatever, to have the peace that we need to center our minds, to give us time to think. As people, not products, we deserve the right to think. Because with everything that is happening in the world, not just in the jobs, not just with the food, not just the lack of time that we have to connect with each other, we have a problem too, just with sitting still when we finally do have time. I realized, and my partner helped me see, I was like hypnotized until recently. I was always engaged on screen. Like now, y'all, I post and then I get off. I mean, of course, I look for content. I look for influencers. I look for people who are co-creating with me in the spiritual community. I look for inspiration as part of my growth spiritually, as part of my ascension. But I do not go watch TV nonstop. I do not be on social media all the time, engaged in conversation. I'm starting to read again. I'm working on my healing practice. I am looking to expand my mind. I'm going to start drawing again. I'm doing activities with my kids to do things that they love and engage, because that's what's most important. It's the bond, the connection, the attention to detail. As my partner says, I got time. I got time. I got time to focus on the things that matter. I'm going to make time because I'm a person and I'm not a product, and you can't treat me like one. We are divine beings. And we need to remember that. It is time to change the way that we're living. Our cultural story is broke. The way that we have ran our country, our society, our world, the humanity is broke. It is time for us to choose to live differently. We are not just people. We are divine beings and spirits. This is not it. This is you having an experience. And you need to fully embrace that and meaningfully live it and feel it and allow yourself to be able to do that. And as long as we have structures, systems, laws, the media, which is always trying to distract us and make us numb to each other, like, if you think about how most people don't even know how to engage with each other or connect to each other or talk to each other. That is the direction we're going with technology. And I don't think technology is a bad thing. I think that it's being used in a bad way. As divine beings, as spiritual beings having a human experience, I think it's time that we change that. We can use technology in a wise way as a tool for our connection. All right, y'all have heard me talk enough. Peace be unto you. And stay blessed, y'all. Follow me, like this, please share. All right, peace.